Hello and welcome to the Certified Payroll Solution, How Does It Work and What Does It Do video. This video is intended to provide an introduction to Certified Payroll Solution and a high-level overview or demonstration of how the program interfaces with QuickBooks. It is not intended to be a training video. So what does Certified Payroll Solution do? CPS works in conjunction with QuickBooks to help you meet your prevailing wage, certified payroll, and fringe benefit reporting requirements without duplicate or triplicate data entry or tweaking each week. CPS produces federal, state, and local certified payroll reports, statements of compliance, and no work performed reports. It also creates machine-readable reports or files that can be uploaded into numerous online labor compliance programs such as Prism, the California DIR eCPR system, AASHTO Transport, along with Elation Systems, LCPtracker, and several others. It also creates 32 different federal, state, and local EEOC work utilization or manning reports. You can also create your own union or bona fide plan fringe benefit reports and have the program complete them automatically for you. So how does it work? Well, you'll never see a lot of what CPS actually does. The integration is almost invisible with QuickBooks. It's been written to know the reporting requirements of your state. Yes, all 50 states, even if your state has multiple entities, each requiring you to submit a different paper form or enter your certified payroll data into the various online labor compliance programs that we briefly mentioned just a few moments ago. CPS actually works like a person who has to manually pull together all the data necessary to complete the final reports. It's going to read information you've already entered into QuickBooks as part of your normal bookkeeping, accounting, and payroll functions. It's then going to automatically prompt you to create linked records for employees, jobs, payroll wage items, including additions, deductions, and company contributions, which will hold additional information that is required on the final reports that QuickBooks has no ability to track, and then it remembers it. It then merges the data from both programs to generate the final reports, completely ready for your submission. What the program doesn't know are the details about your company and how it operates. That's why initially there are linked records that you would have to create to hold missing data and teach the program about your company. You only have to create these linked records once when the program finds something new. Far better than hiring a new employee who might ask you the same questions about the same exact things week after week. CPS always starts by reading information from your QuickBooks weekly timesheet. It looks at each timesheet for each employee and starts creating internal lists of the employees with timesheets, the different jobs that they worked on, the payroll items that you assigned, and the number of hours that they worked each day on each different job. You must enter time in the QuickBooks weekly timesheet or populate the timesheet using any of the popular time tracking apps, T-Sheets, for example. The time from the timesheet populates the little calendar on the certified payroll report. CPS also reads basic information from employee records: names, social security numbers, address information, race, gender, etc. It looks at the Payroll Info tab to determine what you have entered here for each employee, including the payroll earning item names and rates of pay. It also looks at any additions, deductions, and company contributions you've entered for each employee. It also looks at basic information from job records. You will be required to enter the project name and location in the Ship to Address block for each job that requires a certified payroll report. This information is going to transfer over to the project name and location area on your final reports. You can even create a filter for jobs that need certified payroll in the additional info section of the job record. There's more about this in the actual training videos and the manuals. The last thing that CPS looks at are the actual paychecks that you've issued to your employees, and it will then verify that the work week ending date and paycheck dates that you initially enter when you first start the program match what is here in QuickBooks. It then looks at the paycheck detail for earnings, deductions, and company contribution items. It also verifies that the information that you entered in the timesheet matches what is in the paycheck detail earnings section exactly. If something doesn't match between the timesheet and the paycheck, the program will alert you with an error window. When you first start the Certified Payroll program, it's going to ask you for two crucial dates: the work week ending date, and then the date that you actually created those paychecks. You can gather this information directly from a QuickBooks Paycheck. So here on the QuickBooks Paycheck, we have our pay period. The last day of the work week is this last date that's in the pay period. So your work week ending is 1/5/2014. And then you'll also be asked for the check date. That's the date right here that this check was physically issued. You'll enter the work week ending date and the date of the paychecks. You'll click Next. And now you'll see CPS has established a connection with your QuickBooks file, and it's basically talking to QuickBooks. It just said, hey, QuickBooks, give me timesheets for work week ending 1/5 and paychecks dated 1/8. So QuickBooks says, well, here you go, CPS. Now, this is the integration that you're going to see, and it's telling you exactly what it's doing. It's connected to QuickBooks, starting with your time cards, reading employees. It says, hey, I don't know about this employee. Create a link to QuickBooks to hold missing information. Now it looks at your jobs. It says, hey, I don't know about this job. Create a link back to QuickBooks. I don't know about these payroll items, and then I don't know about these additions, deductions, or company contributions that I found in QuickBooks. So it's going to prompt you each time that it finds something new. Now the first week is going to be the most time consuming because absolutely everything is new. And you're going to have to teach it about your company. So just click the Next button, and it's going to automatically start walking you through the setup. The first thing it wants you to set up are your employees. If you're a union shop, you can add union locals and then assign them to your employees. You'll want to choose the EEOC work class code. This is where you want your employees to count on those EEOC reports. Race will come from QuickBooks. You will need to enter the number of federal allowances because Intuit will not allow us to access that information. Complete all the information on these screens, and all of these screens will vary depending on what state you're located in. Each state has its own set of reporting requirements. When you're finished entering employee data, click the OK button, and it will either take you to the next employee that it wants you to set up, or if you're done with employees, it will take you directly over into jobs. The job setup is divided into 3 different tabs. We're going to start with the standard information tab. This is where you can indicate that this is a job that does not need a certified payroll. That's what the non-reporting job option means. By default, CPS believes that everyone is a subcontractor. So if you're really a prime contractor or the general, click this option. You can change the print name as. So if you didn't want it to print the name that came from QuickBooks, you can change that. You can just click right in here and you can type right over it. You'll enter federal and state project numbers, original bid amounts. Those are used on EEOC reports. You'll select or add an awarding authority and enter a begin date and an estimated complete date. These items again, some of these items again are used on EEOCs. So once you've completed the information in the Standard tab, click over to the Additional Information tab. Here, the program will pre-fill your contractor or specialty license information. You can enter county. If you're using the Prism upload, you can put in your Prism district jurisdiction, a school code. You can opt to print any of these additional reports specifically for this job. If you're using the California eCPR, you can put in the contract agency, project ID, your license type will pre-fill, and a contract ID if needed. So you'll enter this information. Once you've completed the additional information, click on the Form Options tab. Now, as I've mentioned before, these screens will be different depending upon your state. On a job-by-job basis, you can select in CPS what form to print. So let's say you're in a state that has multiple reporting entities. If you grab the Form to Use drop-down, you can select which form you want to print for this job. You can also choose various statements of compliance to print. You can indicate how you want your Social Security number format to be displayed. And please remember, how you want to display Social Security numbers may be different than the requirements. If you need to do an electronic upload, from the electronic upload type drop-down menu, you will choose whatever electronic upload format you need to submit. And again, you can change Social Security number formats and omit employee addresses. So you want to make sure that you complete the Form Options tab, click OK, and it will either take you to the next job or it will take you right into Payroll Items. Now, QuickBooks Payroll Items are going to be assigned to work classifications that print on the actual certified payroll report. So basically what you're telling the program is every time you see Group Operator 1, which is a payroll item in my QuickBooks Payroll Item list, I want you to print this specific work classification on my final reports. If you pay your fringes to the employee in cash, you'll enter that cash benefit rate here in this box. So that cash benefit rate is the portion of the employee's wage that is the cash fringe. If you utilize my LCM, they do ask you to enter the total fringe rate that is paid by the employer. So if you're a union shop, and only a union shop, you would enter that total fringe rate from the wage decision here. Next, you simply indicate if this is a payroll item you use for straight time, overtime, double time, etc. When you've finished with this, click OK. It takes you to the next payroll item that it wants you to use. Repeat this same process. Now, CPS is extremely flexible. Let's say that you have, shop time or drive time or some sort of orientation pay that you pay your employees, but and you want to post it to the job for job costing purposes, but it has absolutely no bearing on the certified payrolls. Well, we've developed a special work classification called Never Report, and that just simply means this has no bearing on the certified payroll report. I don't need the hours or the wages. Now, the wages will automatically be included in gross wages, all jobs, but there won't be a specific line item for them. And then in this instance, you would set this off to a type of wage as unused. So the last thing that CPS is going to ask you about are all of the additions, deductions, company contributions, and even taxes that it finds in your employee's paycheck. All you're going to do here is you're going to tell the program where you want these dollars to appear on the final reports. So things like company paid state and federal unemployment, those get tagged to unused, meaning they're never shown on the certified payroll reports. So you would click the unused option, hit OK. The next item that it's asking you about is a child support deduction. So first you want to classify child support as an other withholding, and then you want to choose a specific type of other withholding, or in this case, it would be child support. Lastly, we have a laborer health and welfare, which is a union fringe benefit. You want the dollars assigned to that from the paycheck to appear in the health and welfare box on the certified payroll report. The next screen that we are going to discuss is the numbering screen. Now, the first week the CPS sees connects to your QuickBooks file, everything is going to have a number of 1 because it's the first time it's seen all of this information. So if this was really payroll number 15 for the first job and payroll number 10 for the second job, you would simply enter the correct payroll numbers for the week that you are running, and next week it's going to automatically increase it by 1. So next week it would be payroll 16 and 11. When you're finished with a job, now you're ready to print or preview. So let's say we want to preview our certified payroll report. We're going to click on this big Preview Certified Payroll Only button, and CPS is going to connect with Microsoft Excel, and here's your final certified payroll report. To print not only the certified payroll but the statement of compliance, you hit this small print button, and then it's going to print everything. So if you had 80 jobs here, you could print all 80 certified payroll reports. Now, CPS will also automatically generate no work performed payroll reports. Once it knows about a job, meaning you've created a linked record for it back to QuickBooks, and it's found time on that job for a specific week, it knows that it is then supposed to look for time on that job every week, and if it doesn't find time, then it knows to automatically generate that no work performed report. So here are some questions that were frequently asked. Can CPS handle employees who work on multiple jobs or under multiple work classifications in the same week, day, or even job? Absolutely. We highly recommend that you set up a more work classification or detail payroll item list, and then when the employee switches jobs, you can also switch payroll items, or if an employee switches work classifications, you switch payroll items. More information about this is found in our QuickBooks setup video. What version of QuickBooks do I need? CPS works with all currently supported versions of QuickBooks Pro, Premier, and Enterprise. Only the desktop version. The online version does not have the same kind of functionality that we rely on that desktop does. So only desktop versions of Pro, Premier, or Enterprise. You'll also need a QuickBooks Payroll subscription for the desktop in Basic, Enhanced, or even Assisted Payroll. How often should payroll be issued? Well, in the fine print of prevailing wage laws, it states that payroll and certified payroll reports have to be issued weekly. So really, in order to comply, you should issue your payroll on a weekly basis. What about training? Well, we've developed a little over maybe 2.5 hours worth of free audio video training that'll walk you through each and every step of setting up the program, from downloading and installing software from the internet to setting up your certified payroll reporting preferences, making sure that QuickBooks is set up properly, and then finally running your first set of certified payroll reports. The audio video training is free. It's available 24 hours, 7 days a week from our website, and you're easily accessed by anyone. Pricing on our website on the order page. Certified Payroll Solution, and that's where I highly recommend that you look, is on the order page of our website, just so I don't end up dating this video. So what's next? Well, request a free 30-day, no obligation trial, no credit card information required. If you decide you like the program, come to the order page on our website, place your order. We'll send you an unlock code that you enter into the software, and everything that you have entered into the trial version converts over into a fully licensed program for your company. Have a question? Not a problem. Give us a call, 888-348-2877, or email us, or send an email to askus@sunburstsoftwaresolutions.com. Thank you very much. Have a great day.